Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Schools here, back with another video, and a lot of you guys have been asking in the comments for some higher level, more advanced tips. And because, yeah, I do give a lot of just kind of basic, overall fundamental tips to this game, and while I believe that that is probably the best way to improve at this game, these tips that I'm going to give you today are going to help you hit those higher ranks that you want to achieve, and it'll help the more advanced pressures who kind of already have the basics down. So without further ado, let's get right into 5 advanced siege tips to help you get Diamond and Champion. Okay, number 1, and this one can be a little bit hard to understand, so give me some time to explain it. Phantom pressure. Now what I mean by that is creating on attack fake avenues of pressure or ways that the defenders might think you're going to pressure the site that you're not actually going to do. So early in the round, that means opening up a window, a wall, or a line of sight that the defenders have to be worried about, but that you're not going to actually use. For example, opening a main breach or a window that leads directly into sight. So let's just say I'm going to use the example of Coastline when you're attacking upstairs against hookah and billiards. If you pick Ace or Habana and go up on the roof and open the big quad wall leading into the billiards objective, that is going to put a ton of pressure on the defenders. Even if nobody ever plays up on the roof and holds that angle, every defender in the site has to be worried that there could be someone on the roof at any point in the round looking down on them and killing them. And this is going to make your rest of your attack so much easier because defenders are going to be forced out of important positions or trapped in other positions because they feel like they can't rotate. This can be done in tons of other ways, and I'm sure if you're an advanced player, you can think of lots of other ways that this can be applied. But making sure you do this at the beginning of every round, just opening up an extra avenue into the site that gives you an angle that you may or may not use, but just doing that to put pressure on the defenders is always a good idea to give yourself some free picks. Number 2, and this is a big concept. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but this one is super important, and that is playing the man count, or what I like to call round dynamics. Just a board I made up. Basically, you have to know how to use either a man advantage or a man disadvantage and learn how to work off that. For example, if you are down in gunfights, you are going to need to work a pick to get it back. So especially if you're on defense, if you have a roam, for example, and it doesn't go well, and you're an anchor, and it's a 3v5, both of your roamers have died, you need to find a good way to get aggressive, get a pick, scare the defenders, make them waste time trying to drone you and clear you back into the site, and this will essentially help you even out the round. I see a lot of people, when people die early in the round, just kind of saying, oh, well, their aggression didn't work, or my teammates didn't do what they were supposed to. I'm just going to stay in sight, and this is absolutely the wrong way. You were just going to let attackers kind of steamroll you over. And similarly, if you're up in man count, let's say 5v3, you're on the other end of that, don't get too aggressive. If you're, on the flip side of this, if the defenders are, let's say you're on attack and you clear those 2 roamers, if the defenders are doing what they're supposed to, they're going to be trying to get aggressive and work those picks back because that's what they should be doing. Now, if you're smart on attack, what you're doing is as soon as you get those picks, you're waiting for that aggression to come and you're consolidating your control. You're securing what you already have and not letting defenders retake it and get free picks on you. And this is going to allow you to secure the advantages that you've already gotten and make sure you don't lose any rounds that you should be winning. If you're trying to get aggressive, looking for these picks is a great skill to have, and learning how to isolate these 1v1 gunfights in your advantage to regain map control and to get some picks is a great skill to just kind of pay attention to and learn. Number 3 is zoning and learning how to play cutoffs on attack. If you follow, the rest of my tips, and or especially if you're in a 5-stack, and your entire team on attack is pushing from one direction, trying to take one area of map control, usually you are going to be taking from one side and forcing defenders away from whatever you're trying to take. Now, you're either going to kill the defenders in that area or you're going to force them to fall back. One of the greatest ways to take advantage of this kind of strategy on attack is to have at least one person in an area where they can cut off the defenders. Now, zoning, similarly, is forcing defenders into certain areas where they become easier kills. So, for example, on Clubhouse, let's say you're trying to take the top floor and you're trying to push from CCTV over towards the master side. Now, if you just do this push normally, the defenders would be playing maybe in CCTV or in cash, and they would just run through construction and get back either into logistics or into master bedroom. Now this is great, you've taken the map control that you wanted to, but simply by putting somebody on the single wall into construction or on the construction window will allow you to get free picks, where instead of having the defenders get back to site, you get a free pick. Again, there's a lot of ways to do this, so just thinking about different ways that you can kind of take advantage of this, especially if your team is very coordinated and you are efficiently pushing the defenders out of certain areas. Having people in positions to get that pick as they're falling back is super, super crucial. For number 4, we have taking advantage of map control that the attackers do not take when you're on defense. So there are a lot of examples of different ways that you could do this. But basically what I mean is that there are a lot of rooms that defenders don't commonly play in, because if attackers push that area of the map, then they'll essentially be dead. But you can use this to your advantage if the attackers do not take that room. So let me give you an example. Main lobby on coastline. There's almost no strategy where a defender would be actually starting the round and trying to hold main lobby. However, late in the round, it is pretty common that the attackers might not try to take and hold main lobby, in order to do their execute. So late round, you can definitely abuse main lobby using feet holes in the bathroom wall or feet holes in the kitchen quad wall in order to make the attackers' lives way harder as a defender by using map control that the attackers didn't bother to take or at least hold later into the round. And so being aware of this as a defender, where are the attackers and where aren't they, and how can I use the map control that maybe they didn't take or aren't holding to my advantage? Because basically anywhere that the attackers aren't in control of, the defenders are in control of just by default, and that is one of the major advantages of defending in Rainbow Six Siege, and something that you should definitely take advantage of. And number 5, how to peek barricades. Now, the way you want to peek barricades as an advanced player is by shooting them out from the side. Punching barricades is too slow and too loud. The best way to do this for spawn peeks, or just anytime you want to peek a window, is by standing right in front of the window or slightly to the side of the window, looking to the opposite side of the window, or if you're standing in the middle looking towards one side of the window, shoot out 2 planks, or just 1 plank if you're at crouch height, but usually 2 planks, and then immediately peeking it. This was a silent way of shooting out the barricade, because since you're shooting it from the side, you're not breaking the glass, and since you're shooting it, it's a much faster way than just normally punching it, and this will allow you some incredible spawn peeks, because again, as the attackers run by, the window or door will be closed, then all of a sudden you shoot it out, peek it immediately, and the attackers have essentially no time to react to this. So if you want to get super aggressive and you want to work some picks early in the round, or even late in the round, if you get the opportunity to do this, that is absolutely the best way to peek barricades, so please stop punching them. Anyways, guys, that is it. Let me know if you guys like these more advanced tips, because I've got a lot more of them kind of floating around in my brain after making this video, so let me know if that's something you guys want to see. And without further ado, I hope you guys learned something. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Most of the people that watch my videos have not subscribed, and I'm really putting in that extra effort to grow this channel and give you guys the best tips that you need to improve at Rainbow Six Siege. So, subscribe and see if you like some of my other videos. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.